seriously thought
I didn't know what you were doing.
Seriously, just that's awesome for the video. I just walked straight into the glass.
That was the greatest start of the YouTube video ever. So, hey guys, welcome back to Colson's Critters. I'm Colson Smith, and today's video, we're gonna be touring all the pets here that I have. I have a lot of animals, so let's get into it. First thing we're gonna start with is the chickens. And it's getting a little dark out here, so we'll try to make the outside a little quick so it's not like pitch black out here. But I have 5 chickens. They're all hens. I had a bunch of roosters. You guys have seen my videos. If you're new here, then I had a bunch of roosters. If not, you've definitely heard them in the background. So thank God I got rid of those. Very glad. So we have 4 chickens on this side, and we got 1 in the pen over there. That one in the pen is Munchkin. These 2 out here are barred rocks. And then we have a salmon favorolus as well. And then there's 1 more chicken. She's in the box. She's sitting on some eggs, but that's a silky.
You want to explain what that one's by itself? Any specific reasoning why, or no?
Yeah, so that one's in the box because she was getting a little bullied. She's a lot younger than the other ones. These ones are a lot older. She's one of the newer ones that I hatched out with the roosters. Then got rid of the roosters because I didn't know they were going to be roosters. But anyway, I put her off to the side because she's a little smaller, and one of the barred rocks, which is that one in the doorway right there, she is a little mean and kind of beats up on her. So what I'm going to have to do is I kept her in there a little longer. I'm going to try to introduce them again and see what happens. If they still beat up on each other, I'll keep the barred rock and put her in and put the barred rock where she is, so that way she can get used to it. And then it's kind of like what we do with fish, where we isolate the mean one for a bit, let the other one get used to the tank, which is the cage, and then we'll release it into the cage after a while, after it's been isolated for a bit in timeout, you could say. And then hopefully Munchkin will be fine with the other ones. But Munchkin's definitely the nicest out of all of them. She'll come up right to me because I hatched her literally from the egg, and I held her in my hands like right after she was hatched from the egg. So she's kind of like, I guess, seen me as her mother, I guess you could say. That sounds a little weird, but she's super sweet, and she lets me hold her and touch her and all that. So we'll get in here and show you. Alright, we'll go ahead and show, don't let them out, and then watch your head, because this is really low. The amount of times I've like smacked my head on this is crazy. And that could explain a lot. Hey! Come here, Munchkin. She's probably terrified because there's like 3 people here and a camera, but there's Munchkin. So I actually don't know what kind of chicken she is. If you guys have any idea, let me know. I know she's part silky because the rooster that was bred with one of my hens in there is a silky. The other hen, that it could be from any of them, but the one I think it's from passed away pretty recently, which I mentioned in a video, but I don't know what type of hen she was. So I'm thinking it's from her, but it could be from the salmon faverolus as well. I'm not really sure. But this is Munchkin. So you can actually see on her foot. You see, I don't know if you can see it. You see that little black dot? That's actually from the other chicken biting her foot. And once chickens see blood, they kind of go crazy, and they just like velociraptors, they just start eating the blood. So I kept her separate so that way she didn't get eaten, because
I never knew that about chickens.
Yeah, chickens are kind of crazy. Yes, you can see her lifting up her foot.
Oh yeah, she's holding it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, she might have that.
No, I watched the other chicken beat her up.
You just watched it happen?
Well, I stopped it. We recording? Mm-hmm. Okay, alright, so now moving on, we'll go to the silky. Watch your head. Watch your head. Oh, yeah, you were close. You were like that close to me. Alright, we'll go ahead and close this up. Silky's in the laying box. Can you hold that for me? Thank you. Come here. No. No. I'll get her wings. Alright, we're good. This is Slippy, and if you actually look closely, you see the little blue coloring? So pretty. If you look at the top of her head, you can see she's got a little missing feathers. We had a problem with mites recently. We definitely treated them all for mites, so they're good now. But that's probably from the mites eating at her skin a little bit, or her feathers. And it also could be from that other barred rock that I talked about being a little aggressive, picking on her from the top, just biting on her feathers a little bit, because they're bullies. But this is my Silky Slippy. She gets her name. It's a really stupid name, but my sister named it. Don't laugh at me. My sister had slippers that looked exactly like this, so she named it Slippy.
Wow.
And that's the story.
And there's an egg.
So yeah, that's her name.
Slippy the slippery chicken.
Yep. She has an egg in here for us, so we'll take that back inside. This isn't her egg. This is way too big to be her egg. Oh, she cracked it.
You
Slippery. It might be my fault.
Throw it in the coop.
So yeah, it's really good to actually, what my mom's saying is really good to actually feed the chickens their eggs. I usually like crack them and make sure they don't look like an egg, so that way they don't eat their eggs normally. But the calcium from the eggshell is good for their other eggs when they produce their new eggshells. So it's also good protein because eggs are good protein. I usually just chuck it at the bricks that are in here, and then they go crazy for it. They all just ran at it.
Cannibalism at its finest.
Right. Moving on to the next animal on the list, we got our bunny. Now, if you guys have seen the videos, Logan here has attempted to touch the bunny. So have I.
So
How'd that go, Logan?
It's the sweetest bunny. Why don't you try?
Yeah,
I've watched the videos, buddy. I know how it goes.
Why don't you try to pet it?
That's the boxing bunny.
Yeah, this is the boxing bunny.
What's his name?
My mom,
It's a girl.
Boonley, apparently.
Boonley?
Boonley?
Should
Boonley.
be named like Demon.
Should change it to Floyd Mayweather.
Mike
Yeah,
Tyson.
for real.
Mike Tyson.
Get a face tat.
No way. Nope. Oh, nope. Yep, that's not happening.
Give her some-
Dude, I didn't even touch it. Mom claims she can pet it.
Mine is not opening. Colson, open this.
Mom, if you don't want to be in the video, don't be in the video.
Come here, Bunny.
Dude, he's literally
He's
trying to
boxing?
attack you.
Yeah,
What
he's
do you
attacking
mean?
the bag.
She wants the bag.
Oh, it lets you pet it, right? Alright, next on the list is this mini pond here. It's about probably 50 gallons, I'd say. I think it's 50 gallons. Now, honestly, I'm not 100% sure. But Logan helped me actually redo this recently, so if you haven't seen that video, be sure to check it out. We went through and cleaned everything out, and then I went ahead and added some water lettuce plants, which have kind of taken off in here already. And there's also some water hyacinth as well. This stuff actually gets some pretty cool flowers. And it looks like somehow duckweed's in here, even though I didn't add that. But duckweed ended up in here. These plants are good because they'll help keep the water nice and clear, and they'll also cover, eventually it'll cover over, and it'll keep leaves and stuff from falling in the pond. It'll land on that instead, and then I can come and just pull it out and throw it away. So that way it keeps the pond a little cleaner. So around the pond, we just got some plants and some stones, and then I have a little waterfall going in. Doesn't look the greatest for waterfalls, but before we had a whole setup and it looked really good, but the waterfall leaked. So this at least has a waterfall and it doesn't leak. So eventually we'll get like a nice pond setup, but this is what I got going for me now. We got to do a pond stocking video soon. If you guys have any recommendations for what I can put in the pond, let me know. I'm not really a freshwater guy, I'm more of a saltwater guy. So if you have any recommendations, feel free to leave them in the comments. But yeah, that's about it for the pond. There's really no fish in here, so it's kind of just like a...
Soon. They'll be fishing there soon. So, tell Colson down below what you need him to put in there, and we'll get on
Some
it.
koi fish.
Koi?
Koi? But it's only 50 gallons. Maybe baby
Give me
koi.
some baby koi's, not the girl.
Getting
And
attacked.
Fish, not the girl.
Getting
And then
attacked. Alright, so that's the pond. Let me know what you guys want to see in this pond. Also, let me know if Logan should get a pond. Definitely, right? You gotta get a pond.
I definitely gotta get a few
If he
more.
posts some videos,
I gotta start
holy
posting
crap.
and definitely start growing on YouTube.
I'm gonna stop putting him in the videos until he posts. Alright, well let's head to the inside where we got some more geckos. Alright, so these are actually my newest edition. Logan hasn't even seen these yet. You guys have because I posted the video already, but unless you haven't, then go check that
Well,
one
I've
out.
seen them, just not in person.
Yeah, I've sent you pictures of them when I got them. But these are 3 pretty nice geckos.
You also got a pet spider.
Oh, apparently. Jeez. That's a monster.
Where'd you get him?
Oh, I hate spiders.
Ooh,
Oh gosh.
Oh no. No.
Wait, if he
Yo,
bites
it's
you-
attached to the door.
Don't become Spider-Man.
I wish. That's my favorite superhero.
One of mine too.
You want to test it? No, I'm just kidding. Don't. All right. Well, actually, you can see one right there. So that's a Madagascar day gecko. We got 3 of them in here. There's 2 females and 1 male. That's a female. The only reason I can tell, I'm not like a huge day gecko guy. Honestly, I didn't even know I was getting these pets until my dad just like said they were out in the, they were at the front door. So I was like, oh, okay. So yeah, not really prepared for them, but they're super easy to take care of from what I know. There's 3 of them in here. The only reason I know it's a female is because you can see its, oh, I just spooked it. You can see its breeding marks on it. It's got like bite marks on its neck because they get a little like feisty when they're breeding. There's another female down there. The only reason I know that one's a female is because the color's not as good. The male is the super bright, intense one.
He's right
Let me
here.
see if I can find
He's right here. Right next to the other one. They're going down towards the bottom.
Oh, nice. Yeah. So the male, the other male's right there. Super pretty green.
Oh, they're
super
fast.
spooky. Yeah. They aren't captive bred. They are wild. They were caught in Florida actually, invasive species. But they're very pretty. They're just not used to humans, so they're kind of skittish. We got them in this outdoor spot. Like I said, they were caught in Florida, so they're used to being in the Florida weather. I did the screen cage, so that way they have a lot of ventilation because I know it's really humid here. So if you kept them in like a glass box, it would just get super humid and hot, and they would toast them and crisp them. So don't want that to happen, obviously. So we put a screened in thing here. I have a mister that I want to add to the cage. So right now I'm just misting it manually, like once or twice a day. I have a bowl in here for some water. They don't usually drink out of water bowls, but I kept it as an option. So I'm gonna spray them down, and we feed them crickets, and I also feed them my crested gecko like Pangea mix as well, which is literally just like fruit and insects mixed. It's a paste that you just mix with water, and they eat it. It actually smells really good.
What did it taste like though?
I don't know. I want to try it. There's a
I'll
part of me
try
that
it
wants
if
to
you
try
try
it.
it.
Alright, 500 likes in the video and we'll both try this. I definitely messed up. We're definitely gonna get 500 likes on this video.
1,500 each.
No, you already said
Nah, I
500.
already said five. I already
Yeah,
said
and you
five.
said it with confidence too.
Dude,
So
this is gonna be bad. This is gonna be bad. This is gonna be bad.
hopefully it's not like toxic to
It
humans.
actually smells so good.
It does
I'm
smell
not
really
even
good.
kidding you. It smells good. I'll mix it up later and we'll feed them, and I'll let you smell it.
It
And
smells
you
really
can be
good.
the deciding factor if I'm crazy or not.
Let the camera sniff it.
Yeah. I was talking about you. But the camera- now we're gonna head inside to the animals inside. And we are doing an animal video, so I obviously gotta show you the dogs. Can't even forget about them. So I have 2 dogs. This one's Ollie. They just got their haircuts, but usually he's like a fluff ball. This is Ollie. Honestly, I'm not too sure what he is. I know he's part Pomeranian somewhere, but I'm not exactly sure what he is. And then this is the other one, the little hectic one. This is Jax. He's a mini American Shepherd, and he's adorable. Ollie's cute too, but that's the puppy.
Hey, pup. Hey. It's like one big eyeball. I've never seen that creature before.
Yeah, they're both cute. But yeah, that's the dog. So we'll move on to everything in my bedroom now. And I have a lot of pets in my bedroom, so let's go ahead there. Alright, so then in here, we have a ton of pets. So we're rocking 1, 2, 3, 4 fish tanks, and then we got my 3 geckos, as well as another fish tank in the gecko cage. So we'll get to that in a second. We're gonna start off by talking about probably the biggest thing in here, which is my predator tank, you could say. This house is Fred the Puffer, which is a classic guy on my channel if you're new here. Where is Fred? He likes to hide in the rocks, and then when he notices that we're here, he'll come out for food. So hopefully we can get a clip of him coming out here in a second. Other than that, in this tank we have a harlequin tusk, which is probably one of my favorite fish. We have a clownfish, which is absolutely massive. A powder blue tang, which he can be a little aggressive. That's why he's in here with more of the predator fish. You just saw he tried to attack my hand. And then, oh, there's Fred. Here he comes. He's so cute. Look at him. His little blue eyes. He's probably hungry. You want food? My dad might have fed them already. I'm not sure. My dad loves his fish, so he randomly just feeds everything. The other fish that's in here is a big-eyed squirrel. He's gotten actually really big, and he hides underneath things, so there he is. Super pretty. He's actually a bright red color. All the colors on the fish obviously look nicer without the blue light on. but I actually don't know how to control these lights, so I can't switch them to white. But I'll probably get some shots when it is white and throw it on the video here. Other than that, I got a bunch of corals in here, just softies pretty much. So I have my big black widow anemone. There's another anemone that's underneath this rock. It usually gets huge, but during the white or the blue light, it closes up for some reason. There's a rock flower anemone in here, another rose bubble tip anemone or rainbow anemone, a couple hammers, Kenya tree, and then there's this, which is the probably most expensive thing in this tank. It's a jawbreaker mushroom, which is pretty nuts, and hopefully you guys can see that in the video. But there's red and yellow in it, or it's like red and orange, but there is like some green striping on it. It's just on the other side, so you can't really see it. Then the water will flow down here, and then down here is my little sump for the tank, but I went with more of a simple filtration system, and so my filtration system is really just coral down here, which is kind of cool, and rocks. So rocks, it goes into a sock, and then down here there's just a bunch of rocks with coral, and there actually is some fish down here as well. There is a little black storm clownfish, as well as a Valentini puffer, and there's an Aptasia eating filefish, because originally there was like so much Aptasia down here, but he actually ate all of it, so I don't really see like any Aptasia left in this tank, which is good.
Is that a surprise in that bag right there?
Yeah, this is actually going to be, stay tuned to the end of the video, it'll be a surprise for later. We may or may not have gotten a new pet, which we'll add in the tank here in a minute, so stay tuned for that. After this, we're going to skip over this one, so don't look. We'll go to this 10-gallon here. I'm not super proud of the 10-gallon right now. I definitely need to redo it. But we have a little damsel in a trap in here for the right now, because I caught him out of there. He was bullying all my fish in there. So we're going to take him and bring him back to the shop. But other than that, I just have some nice mushrooms in here. There's this crazy like purple sponge growing at the top. It kind of looks like a Monty Cap. It's crazy, it's spiraling. It looks really cool. I might put that in one of the other tanks here. The only thing is it grows really, 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 really fast. Like I've pulled that stuff out like 3 or 4 times. It just takes over the top again. Other than that, there's just there's another mushroom like hidden back in there, but this tank hasn't really done too much. It did crash recently, so after that I haven't really done much to it. So I want to do a complete revamp of this tank, take it down, redo it, and just start from scratch. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that. I'll do a whole series on it. We'll go into the 20-gallon here. This is my newer tank. Pride and joy, actually. I think it turned out really nice. Definitely one of my favorite tanks I've ever had. This is the Ice Cap 20-gallon. Huge shout out to Ice Cap. They sent me this with all the equipment. If you want any Ice Cap products, definitely reach out to them. They are very good. This is how the tank turned out. I'm loving the tank. The corals in it are looking really good. They're loving life. The only thing I need to upgrade is this light. I have the Kessel 880. It's a great light. Love the shimmer. The corals are loving it. The only thing is the par for a 20-gallon, it's not enough. So I need to upgrade and go to the next size up. I would do this in a smaller tank, maybe a 3 or 5-gallon, maybe a 10-gallon. You can get away with it. But in a 20, it's just not enough. So I want to get, and I kind of want some acros and SPS in here. So I'm going to get the bigger, more powerful light, and that'll help give that par to the coral to help their colors pull out and help them be a lot happier and grow a lot faster.
So if Kessel's listening, they should send you a light, right?
Exactly, yeah. Kessel, if you want to sponsor it, send me a new light. I'll gladly put that light on here because the tank looks really good.
With
and
a real nice,
with Kessel,
pretty Colson's Critters sticker right on.
Exactly, yep. Right here.
So.
We got another sticker.
What you got in the tank?
We got a lot of Gawnies. There's some Zoas in here. There's different Euphilia. There's some frog spawns over on the left, as well as a little hammer garden. Kind of want to get that upgraded. I got a little torch down on the right here. I'm gonna move the torch. My plan is to move the torch up there. Do frog spawns on the left, hammers on the right, torches on the top. I got my Gawny garden going down this way. In this spot right here, I'm gonna put an Acan garden as well as a new addition, which you guys saw down there. So stay tuned for that because that'll be in this video. And then on the left here, I got my Zoa garden with a little Cinerina coral. And then in the right back side, we have 2 Fabias. I kept them separated because Fabias like sting other corals. They have these huge sweeper tentacles. So I wanted to keep them away, but I still like them, so I just wanted to keep them kind of separated from everything else. And then eventually I want to do some SPS on the top on the right. And then the only thing I don't really have a spot for are these corals on the right over here. There's a Diaceras plate coral, and then there's 2 chalices. There's one Gawny, but obviously I'm going to put that in the garden. But I don't know what to do with those, so if you guys have any suggestions on where you'd want me to put them in the tank, I can always save them for the 10-gallon, but I would love to have them in here. Maybe frag them out one day and then move them into there. But Let me know what you guys think. Where should I put those? So right now they're just gonna still chill on the rack until they grow a little bigger. You can actually see this little tuxedo urchin. He stole one of my zoas. So urchins, pincushion tuxedo urchins, and a few other urchins will pick things up and put them on their back. And he just stole one of my zoas. But hey, he's still open and living. I wonder if it'll grow on the tuxedo urchin. I have no idea.
That would be
That'd
insane.
be pretty crazy. Fish-wise in this tank, I can switch it over to white here. Because this one I actually know how to do it. We have a McCosker's fairy wrasse, we have a yellow assessor, and we have a cryptic 6-line, and there is a circus goby in here as well. The circus goby like hides all the time as well as the cryptic 6-line. The cryptic 6-line will come out a little more than the circus goby, but the circus goby, I've noticed he comes out as soon as the lights turn off. He's out and about, doesn't give a crap, comes right out to the glass. But when the lights are on, he just hides behind his rock. So the only thing problem-wise I'm having with the tank right now is I have a little bit of bubble algae in here. You can kind of see it in between the corals. And then there's this ulva algae, which is like this like green, like, I don't even know how to explain it. Green, like leafy algae. And it's up at the top there, and that stuff sucks. So I need to get something to get rid of that. This urchin is helping out a little bit. There was a lot more. He's been eating some of it, so that's good. For the bubble coral, I'll probably just end up getting an emerald crab or something, and he'll help eat that up. But yeah, other than that, that's the 20 gallon. So this is a pretty sick setup. We got a did half land, half water. So it's a paladarium is what it's called. And basically in the front here, it's a little foggy because I just cleaned the glass. But there's a betta fish in here. Don't kill me. It's a betta fish in a smallish tank. But he's been doing pretty well as there is a crested gecko in here. So all 3 geckos that are in my room are crested geckos. We have one in here. There's one in here that Giolani gave to me. If you guys don't know him, check out his channel. And then there's one more gecko in here, which we haven't redone his cage yet, or her cage. They're all females, except for this one's too small. I have no idea if it's female or not. I have to be careful because there's a fan right here, so if you see me do this, it's because I'm not trying to chop my head off. A little bit of a bad setup, but
That might not go too well on YouTube.
yeah, right. But in this tank, we had some plants in here. Honestly, I don't know what these ones are called, but they look fuzzy. They're really cool, and they've been doing really well in here. And then there's some bromeliads and another plant here. There was another plant in the back, but I guess it's dead now. I think the other one took it over and just covered the light from it. And then I have a misting system where there's a mister on either side, and that'll spray once a day. Other than that, I haven't really done much with the water section, but I really want to get some plants going in there, maybe some shrimp of some sort, and maybe we'll take the bait out. I'm not sure. I don't really have any plans for it just yet. But if you have any suggestions or ideas, let me know down below. We'll close that up, and then I'll get the gecko out once it becomes nighttime, because they actually are nocturnal. And we can probably feed them as well. Then in here, this one is probably my favorite setup. I know this one's half land, half water. It's really cool. But I like the way I did the plants in here, and they're doing super well. So if you come up here, you can see just the plants are doing absolutely amazing in there. And then the way the wood, I incorporated the wood into it, I just think it looks really good. And the gecko loves it. He's hiding in there somewhere. And then in this cage, you can kind of see the thought process of what I'm going to do with it. I just haven't had time to actually go and completely set it up. So right now there's just kind of the background in the works, but don't worry, it won't be orange, I promise. So now that we've showed you all the tanks in my room, we're gonna go to the final tank, which is my dad's 150 gallon saltwater aquarium. It's probably the best tank that we have, honestly my favorite thing that we have, so we'll go check it out. And this is my dad's tank. Really big tank. It's 150 gallons. Mixed reef, SPS, LPS, and soft corals in this tank. And then what my dad prides himself on is his fish. He's got a lot of fish in here, really fat and healthy, extremely fat and healthy. If you look closely, like some of them are more round than they are long. He feeds his fish a lot of food. Somehow the nitrates and phosphates in this tank are still not that high. Couldn't tell you why. Maybe it's just because there's so many corals that they're pulling the nutrients out. And then he also has a pretty good protein skimmer on here, so it pulls that fish poop out. I'll show you all a lot of the corals and the fish, but starting with fish, we have 3 yellow tangs and a purple tang in here, which is pretty cool because they all school together, and usually they would fight, but in this tank they're doing pretty well together. There's a bunch of wrasses in here. There are blue star leopards, there's 2 females and 1 male. There is a yellowtail tamarin wrasse in here, 2 hooded flame fairies, and then probably the coolest fish in the tank in my opinion, which is why I made some t-shirts and stickers on it, is the velvet fairy wrasse, and he is just absolutely stunning. You can see like each scale on him, and under the white light which I'll definitely show you guys him under the white light. He has like these yellow and white coloration on him, which is just, he's just really pretty fish. Definitely a super male. And then there's the male blue star, and he's completely different from the female blue star, which looks like that. And the female blue star is like a pinkish blue color, I guess, because probably why it's called blue star. But anyway, then we have some spring rye damsels in here. There's also a azure damsel, which is like a yellow belly damsel. There's a chocolate mimic tang. There's a naso tang, which is probably one of the newest additions in the tank, blonde naso tang. And you can see he's starting to get his streamers in pretty nicely there, so he's going to be a male. Other than that, there's a Midas plenty in here. There's also a yellow-eye coal tang, which is pretty cool, as well as the yellow tangs. They're both from Hawaii, and Hawaii actually banned their fish export, so you can't get them anymore. So they're pretty rare. So the white-tail bristles, or not white-tail, yellow-eye coal, white-tail bristle-tooth tang is a very similar one. But yellow-eye coal, which is up there, and then there's the 3 yellow tangs. And I think that's all the fish. Oh no, there's one more. No, 2 more. There's a Bimac anthias, just a female. We had 4 of them, and that was the only one that made it. The other ones died. So when we first added them in the tank, we just never saw them. They disappeared. Then there's one last fish in here, and he doesn't come out very often, but he's an orchid dottyback. Very bright purple. There he is, going across the tank there. And he kind of just hides through the rocks, and the rock work is kind of his home. But he's pretty cool as well. And then coral-wise, there are a ton of corals in this tank, and honestly, it would take way too long to go in through every single coral and tell you what he has. But he just has a mix between LPS softies and SPS is completely mixed reef. Very much prides himself in his acros. He's loving the acros right now. You can see the big colonies going across the top. If you guys want a full in-depth video, let me know down below, because we can definitely go in a deep dive even with my dad and do an update, because I've done one in the past where we can do an update of how it is now and go through every fish and coral and kind of get like what his favorites are and like what are his kind of tips and tricks and how he gets it to look like this, because it's pretty amazing. Alrighty guys, that's gonna wrap today's video. I hope you all did enjoy. If you did, let me know down below. Also be sure to check out Logan's channel. I'll leave it linked down below. He's gonna post his point of view on this, and hopefully he'll actually edit it.
It will be.
It will be. Maybe. Bring back bullying, guys. Bully him in the comments. Tell him to post a video, alright? But that being said, that's gonna wrap today's video. If you guys want to see anything in particular that I filmed in this video, let me know down below. I'll definitely go into a deep dive and showcase whatever you guys wanted to see. So like more corals, or if you want like more of the geckos, or whatever type of gecko, whatever video you want. But that being said, till next time, peace.